What's up, everyone? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing fantastic. I hope you're doing spectacular. I hope you are doing some might say amazing. In this video, I will be talking about some things that I thought were missing from Brand New Day, or maybe some not so positive reactions, thoughts that I might have had watching it. As I'm recording this video, I've seen it twice already. So yeah, feel free to click on that subscribe button or that follow button, depending on the platform you're seeing this video on, for more content. I'm Real Biz, and I got you with that real news. I had to switch up my position here because y'all gotta see the spider posters, you feel me? But first things first, Peter Parker needs a job in the MCU, because I don't really see how he's able to afford that New York apartment or buying flowers for Aunt May consistently when we do not see this man with any employment, with any actual job. You can consider the fact that we did not see more of breakout star Nee Akin in Spider-Man Brand New Day, because this man, that 1 minute or more, or around that time that he had of screen time, he acted. And no hate to Iman Esfandi, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that name. He plays MJ's boyfriend in Spider-Man Brand New Day, her new boyfriend. Apparently his name is Paul. This is a comic character. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't matter because we do not really like this guy. And to be quite honest, no hate to the actor, in my opinion, he does not serve any purpose. The only purpose he serves is making us not like him, and just whenever he kissed MJ, which is like, it's just like, you know, like, and then when Peter saw that, and then we just started swinging away and he just left the party, like, that's just so relatable. I would not stay at that party, I'm not gonna lie. This is me personally. Keith David's voice was featured in the trailer for this, the same trailer that broke a lot of records, by the way. Very, very big deal of a trailer. And I just feel like his voice was underutilized in this film. His voice was used as the voice of like a documentary running in the background while Peter's trying to figure out the inhibitor machine. And it's like, it's not even, like, you can hear it, but you know, I just thought, that's just my overall issue with Brand New Day. I love the film, don't get me wrong. My issue is just the way it was marketed, and I just feel like we were teased and gassed up for certain things that just were, they didn't deliver on as much. The trailer was great, like Keith David's voice elevated that trailer for me. I feel that certain parts of the story were undercooked and underutilized too. One of the biggest themes or aspects of the story is mutations, and with all the Legos they had of bringing this story to life, I just feel like it all could have been built or structured better. I wish we got more of Black-Eyed Peter and him doing worse things, adding more stakes and just more tension between this, you know, with this conflict with himself and having to hold back that jealousy. And I think they should actually build on that in Spider-Man 5. That would be very smart, because you can introduce more characters like Black Cat, Eddie Brock. Get him a job, please get him a job. Just put him in the Daily Bugle, okay? That's literally what happens in the comics, in what we know. And I just wish we got more like Scorpion and the classic Spider-Man villains. You have the Punisher in this, and the Hand, but where was Charlie Cox's Daredevil? That is one of my biggest gripes with this film. And look, I understand maybe you don't want to overshadow, you don't want to put in too many characters that are actually like super people or whatever, because you're heroes. You have the Punisher, Daredevil, Jean Grey, or just superpowered people. But come on, if you're worried about adding too much, you guys already kind of bit off more than you chewed. So it's like, at that point, it was perfect. Right now, we know from the end of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, like, Matt Murdock is in prison, right? And that scene with the Hand, even though it's not the prison that Matt is in, obviously, it's like, it still could have been, like, oh my goodness, man. Even a cameo would have been nice. Like, y'all put Elena in this, and I'm not complaining. It's just like, we have to have Daredevil interact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU. Spider-Man 5, make it happen. It would have been nice to see Rosario Dawson return as Claire Temple, and to be honest with you, I think that her scenes were cut or something. I don't know if that's for sure. That's just something I heard once. If they were, that's really unfortunate, because, like, it would have been nice to see her kind of help fix up Peter after he gets, like, beat up or damaged. We see him go through a lot in this film for sure. And I just wish we got more Hulk. Bruce Banner keeps getting done dirty in the MCU. This man was marketed for Brand New Day so much more than he was actually featured. But I feel bad for Bruce Banner overall, even in this film. Like, prior to this, we haven't had proper Hulk representation since, what, Age of Ultron or Ragnarok. But even then, it's like, yes, we see him in Brand New Day. He's as muscular as ever. Even that scene when you know, Spider-Man is trying to appeal to Hulk, and Hulk is like, there's no banner, it's only Hulk, and you see his eyes like glow green, light up green a little bit. That was intimidating. That is the Hulk that we need. But it's like, even his banner, the scene when we see him for the first time in the film, he's teaching that class, they don't really care. Like, this man built Ultron alongside Tony Stark. Bruce Banner should be respected so much more, but he's just disrespected in the MCU. Because it's also not talked about. It is not spoken about enough. I have issues with MJ and Peter, this dynamic in Brand New Day in certain aspects. Because look, for Ned to remember, right, it just took the handshake. For MJ, she goes and reads his letter without his permission, by the way. I'm not going to speak on how she found it, because I don't know. It could have been laying around. I'm sure he wouldn't just leave it around. But she blatantly tells him she doesn't love him. She doesn't have to be with him. And Peter wouldn't do that. He showed the type of guy that he is, even when he told her the fact that Jean possessed her body and kissed him. And he kissed her because he thought that was her. And he was honest, right? That's his character. And I love that they included that. Jean is ruthless for that. Like, Jean is ruthless for that. That would be insane to experience. And the thing is, even after that, she leaves, and he's just standing there, and he just has to accept everything that he's taken. And she comes back and asks him to swing her home, and she's holding on to him tightly, obviously, because they're swinging in the air. And then he brings her home. Sure, she offers him to come upstairs, and from there we get a nice little scene. But it's just like, damn, like, are they trying to show that, you know, the bros are always gonna have you before anybody? Are they trying to show that the bros got you? There are many theories with memory and MJ and Ned and all that. And to be honest, you know, some people think that MJ remembers, but she was holding back, or that it's at the end of the film, that shot that we see, that intentional shot where she's, you know, holding the black dahlia necklace, that she remembers. And that shot was beautiful. Like, any shot that included the sunset or the sun and Peter and MJ was just reminding me of like Spider-Man 2. It really was. That golden lighting, warm lighting is just so nice to look at. And what I believe, you know, you can connect it to the fact that with Jean Grey in X-Men Apocalypse, we see with Sophie Turner's Jean Grey, when she enters Wolverine's mind, she's able to restore his memories, or, you know, give him back some memories. So, you know, and with how we've seen Sadie Sink's Jean Grey, her power in the MCU so early on, like, she's powerful. So it's a possible theory. But I do believe overall that by the end of Brand New Day, MJ could very possibly, like, her memories could be restored. And, you know, obviously we didn't see what would happen after that. That was the last scene that we see her in the film. But in Spider-Man 5, I do want Tom Holland's Peter Parker to have a new love interest. I want them to introduce Black Cat. It could be Gwen Stacy. Some people have theories that, you know, the blonde kind of actress that we see is his neighbor. Could be like Gwen Stacy or something. Who knows? Honestly, we just know that Spider-Man 5 is confirmed. Destin Daniel Cretton is very likely to direct. He's open to it. He said sure. He's been asked, would you direct another Spider-Man film? He said sure. These things that I point out in this video, that I've pointed out in this video, they don't make me not enjoy the film. I very much love Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's very memorable. But these are just things that I noticed and things that I would have probably liked to see differently. But I need to know your thoughts. What differences would you make? What did you think of the film overall? If you haven't seen it, go check it out. You can always come back, because I need to know your thoughts. But if you have, let me know. Feel free to comment, like, and follow for more. It is your boy reelbizzz, always here to give you the real news. Sending love, and y'all stay blessed.